Hello and welcome, my name's Matthew and today I'm going to be reviewing a earwax removal tool that I purchased on Amazon by Vitcoco. So I'm currently a student audiologist and I purchased this to use as a bit of a video otoscope. It is a wireless video otoscope, to my knowledge, that you use an app to look through. I bought it off Amazon. It had good reviews. It's 4.3 out of 5 stars, 5,001 reviews, and it cost £14.99. So I really don't know what to expect here. But let's get into unboxing it and then seeing how good it actually is. Okay, so here we have the box. That's the front of it. And here's the back of it. Okay, let's get into it. So, like so. Okay. And inside the box, there is also a little instruction manual and a little warning pamphlet in multiple languages. So there's a little manual. Here's my gadget. So inside of it, it looks like I've got a little lid I can pull off. Yeah, there we go. It's got a little blue scoop on it. You can see that. So quite a small little blue scoop. It is on a metal bit, so the plastic bit can come off, the metal bit can't come off. And then there must be the camera. You can just see it there, I think reflecting a little bit of light. It's actually a little camera. And I've got an on button here, which there we are, turns the light on. Because there isn't any light in your ear, so you do need it to see. And that likely allows you to connect. There's a little blue flashing light. Okay, so I'm going to hold that, and that turns it off, cracking. So that kind of works how you'd expect it to. I also have a little box here with a couple of different tips in. So I've got about 8 tips in total, and then there's one already on it, so about 9 tips in total. This cable here, which I'm assuming is actually for charging, and rather than connecting to your phone, because I understand it is a wireless video otoscope, which I was a little bit cautious of at first because I thought if it's wireless it may have latency, but I guess we'll see when I get into it. And then here I've got a few different tools, little brush, and wow, quite a few actual little tools here. A lot more little tools than I thought I was going to get, which I'd be really careful of using if you were going to do this for yourself. I'm going to have a look at how I set it up to work on my phone. Because like I said, it is a video otoscope, so I understand that you'll turn this on and you'll get a video to your phone, and I'm also going to try and link it up to my TV at the same time so that my family can watch at the same time. Just installed the app, and that looks just like the video otoscope I have. So I'm now going to have a look at what it tells me. So turn on the otoscope, press the power button for a few seconds. Okay. So I've turned that on to next step. Click to select device. Click to switch Wi-Fi. And then a connection for soft. Okay, yeah, soft tip. So I've done that. Click start to use the app. Okay, there we go. Take the lid off and we are working. Okay, so we're back. I've done the unboxing. We read some of the instructions. I've got it set up now, so you can see here it's a bit lit up at the tip, and then what you can see on my phone is this. In terms of latency, it's actually pretty good. Like, I was worried that it'd be really slow behind, but it's not. So I'm quite pleased with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my phone up with a little stand at the back of the case so I can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to rest my elbow on the table. I'm sat on a stable chair. I'm going to use my little finger to brace against my head, and then I'm just going to slowly put this in and watch the screen here to see what I'm looking at. My family can also see what's going on at the TV at the side because I'm streaming it across. And we'll leave it running and we'll just see what we see. So what I'm looking for is the tympanic membrane, realistically, because when you do an otoscope examination, the main thing is, can you see all the way to the tympanic membrane, because that's going to show if there's any blockages. You can see if there's any bacteria, and you can also see if the tympanic membrane's punctured or perforated. So these are the main things we're looking for. I know that my hearing's good, but you'll probably see some wax, you might not. And we'll just see what happens, really. So, let's see how we go. Now, I have done otoscope examinations on people's ears before, but I've not done it on my own. So let's see how this goes. So, I will hit record now. Okay, so it's recording on this device as well. My family are currently sat watching it beside of me. So let's see what happens. So I enter my ear. It's important to also note, you see some earwax. I can already see so you can already see the tympanic membrane. I'm going to move a little bit closer. And what you can see is inside the tip of this is warm, so it's quite tricky to get a good angle here. It was better before, so if I can go in a little bit more. Okay, so what we can see is we can see the cone of light. We can see the malleus, which is the first bone in the ossicular chain. And you can kind of see it wrap around. It's unfortunately not doing a particularly great job there. But that's more just because of my hesitance to just shove an object in my ear, because you really don't just want to be shoving objects in your ear. And if you were clearing earwax, you could see I got far enough to do that. I'm now going to do the other side of my ear and see if I get a better look. So if you want to look again, I'm going to do it again. My mum's just at the side helping me here. So I'm now going to enter the other ear. So again, I'm bracing my hand like you would in a normal otoscope examination. And I'm going to go in the other ear. So just moving my hand around to change the angles. You got the first bend, the second bend. Again, I can see the cone of light already. Let's just go a little bit further. Okay. I'm trying to angle the light off the device to shine into my ear a bit nicer. I'll do that again, because again, I am being very, very cautious here. We're putting this inside my ear. It also feels very strange. Okay, I'm going to do the left ear again, because like I said, I'm being extremely cautious and I got a much better view in the other ear. So let's do this one again. See if I can explain what we can see again. So again, going in, we can see some wax, we can see the hairs within my ear. And then, as I tilt my head around, again, we're getting a much better view there, the tympanic membrane. So, what we're seeing here, I'm actually going to see if I can stretch my ear to straighten out the canal. So if I lift back it up a little bit, yeah, that's a bit easier actually. So you can see the tympanic membrane there, looks very healthy. You can see the light shining back at you from the tympanic membrane. That's the cone of light. That is the moment where you go, okay, yes, we're here. I now know I'm here. Because that's a very, very distinct feature on the tympanic membrane. Again, like I said, you can actually see the malleus, which is the first bone in the ossicular chain. Just there. And I'll put a diagram up as well for that you can see. So I can see the umbo, I can see the cone of light, and I can see the malleus. And that's pretty good. And there's also quite a bit of earwax in my ear. And I'll actually just scoop a bit out now. While I'm here, oops, lost it. So I guess if you're trying to get earwax out, it's actually quite a good device to do it. However, I would be very cautious of putting anything inside your ear. And that's quite interesting. That, guys, did that make sense to you too?
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. So I've just given it a go, and my dad even gave it a go, and his response was, it's a pretty cool piece of kit, especially because it's only $14.99. I think the camera quality is good enough. You can definitely tell and see what you're looking at. I do think it warmed a little bit, so perhaps that's worth looking in the manual to see if it does have a warming tip. I think I have heard some of these do have them in the past. The app was easy enough to install. I will say that actually using it is quite tricky. in terms of getting it down your ear and being really cautious of what you're doing. Because ultimately, you don't want to put this so far that it perforates your eardrum. And a little tip at the end of this little camera isn't removable. The plastic bit is, the rubber bit, is replaceable with other rubber pieces, but there's a metal bit that the rubber bit goes around, and that can't be taken off. So be really careful using this. Also, some of the other pieces of metal devices that it gives you are, quite frankly, quite scary, I think, to be putting in your ear. I mean, have a look at some of these if you can. I don't know if it's focusing in or not, but some of these pieces of equipment look quite terrifying to use. They look like you'd find them in a dentistry. And again, I'd be really, really careful about putting anything in your ears, especially these tools here. This tip used quite well. I did actually scoop some of my own earwax out. However, the thing is, if you look at your ears and you've got quite an abundance of earwax, you're much better off going and getting some microsuction done by a trained audiologist. But all in all, I think for $14.99, it's a really cool product. It's really well done. It had next to no latency when I was actually using it on my phone, which I was very pleased about because I was concerned with having a delay between the movement of this in your ear and the feedback on the phone. And it connects via Wi-Fi, which is a bit can be a bit odd, but all in all works quite well. So I was quite pleased with that actually. I think it did quite well.